how it would normally look. Something like this. That's just, you know, the basic move. You want to practice the basic move all by itself, and there's this weight thing happening, and you're falling, and this is falling kind of into a funnel. I'm creating a funnel. You see that funnel? Like a Connect 4 rack there, and it falls down into the funnel. But what's nice is you can do that without moving your fingers at all, right? And I'm not a coin guy at all, but this is just the best way to learn this game. It applies to everything we do in cards all night long, and I really wasn't even going to do this until a minute ago, but I just decided to do it anyway. So after you're practicing that a lot, now you're ready to start putting it into this framework that we already got. Because I need you to know what we're looking at. I can't just come out and look at this, because then you're not in it. And I can't just look at you, because this isn't in it. So I'm going back and forth. A, B. All the stuff here is B. All the stuff out there is A. A, B. A, B. A. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my gaze to the open action, which is on that A side, right? The object side. Okay? And so I'm looking here. And then from here to you, so this says one spectator here to you, here, and I have us go back and forth so you're real clear, and then my gaze shifts, and then just like before, in transit, I'm going to do the vanish as I move to the object of the open action, right? And so that's how you start to turn it into a piece of sleight of hand, because now, there you are, there I am, there you are, there this is, right? And so, A, B, A, B, A, back to you, B, back to where the coin should be, and now I've got everyone focused on a clear picture. So you got to get clear about everything. And what ends up happening is we end up taking responsibility first for the sleights. Those are the moments we pay attention to first, because without covering the sleights, we get popped and busted and we're screwed. And soon after we start to cover those sleights, we start to realize, well, that's not enough. We got to get the sleight the moment before the sleight covered. Because if I'm not controlling the audience's attention during that moment, then I can't have it when I get to the move. And then, of course, there's always a moment after the sleight where you have to keep the attention going under control. And once we get those three big moments together, before, during, and right after the big secret move, then we realize no one still gives a crap about our magic. No one's amazed and no one cares still. And that's when we start to realize we have to start taking ownership of moments where it seems like there's no secret thing that we have to worry about at all. And that, in my experience, Dan, is when we for the first time start thinking about pictures and the effect itself. Because we're not so busy being terrified about getting caught doing this move anymore that we can start thinking on a higher level and start worrying about how to make a clear effect. So that was a long answer to a short question.
Some people probably don't even realize, you know, the brilliance that you've just bestowed upon them. But I do have Jesus here. He's come back and he's joined the discussion, and he wants to know if you can show the losing control.
No.
Okay.
You know that's Lee Asher, right?
Saying no to Jesus is fine. Oh, maybe it's Jesus.
Yeah. But the losing control is Lee Asher.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's got you confused.
Either that or he probably is Lee Asher.
Could be. He's dribbling in front of his face, and I'm thinking that
I'm just going to go ahead and do a trick.
If Lee were to dribble somewhere, that's where you do it.
I'm just going to go ahead and do a trick.
Let's see it.
So, why not? Yeah. You know, when I see these kings, I often think to myself, wow, look at that finery. Look how fancy they are. I can't tell whether they're in show business or politics. But either way, they're obviously, you know, show people, right? And obviously that's the same thing in politics and show business. But what's interesting about politics and show business is, you know, they like to wear the fancy clothes and they like to take a lot of attention, but I think we all know they're not really in charge. Similarly, it's the same thing with the cards. There's slightly more subtle cards, just one notch above them, right? And what are they called? Who knows? The aces. Such a polite crowd. The aces, right? Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here's what I'm going to do. We've done Panic. We've done the Kings. They're awesome. I'm going to make you guys a promise as my friends that it's a card show. We're missing a little variety. Did a little coin magic, though, didn't we? Did a little coin magic. But now, we really are going to say good night to the kings. Who are going to stay cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is a little trick with the 4 aces. And I'm going to take these aces and I'm going to place them in 1. Dan, you might remember this one too. 2 from the good old days. 3, 4. Can we all see that? 4 aces, 4 separate places. There we go. You see this? People requested this stuff on the internet, so let me just, little taste of Baltimore. Exciting. Here we go. Let's see if we can find the 4 aces. It's a straight. These are indicator cards. They indicate that y'all should have hired Derek Delgado, whose tricks do not fail. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll place that one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll place that one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one goes right there. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the 4. Oh, God. This wasn't supposed to be this way. You just have to, make sure they know that. So this is totally interesting for the question that you asked about the whole 20-year thing.
Yeah.
When I showed this trick to Dan when I was like 19, I was shocked and thrilled that I had figured out that you could shuffle those kings and stack them in 4 positions, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We want to keep it simple tonight so everyone can follow, right? Stack them to those positions, and then by sticking aces next to them, it would look like I was doing something really clean with the aces, and they were always just going to unwind to that number. Meanwhile, so now I'm like, milk build shuffling in the middle of my magic show, right? And so once I sort of became a professional, some tricks just don't hold up as well as others. You know what I mean? Some tricks are really awesome at the magic club, and then, you do them in the show several times, it doesn't quite work out. You just wonder, well, there's standing your ground, and then there's, the other thing. Then there's what this is, right? So then you toss those tricks aside. Well, after Panic came together, and this is the other thing, guys. A lot of you watching me and people I get emails from, they sort of fit in this archetype of young card man that used to make a lot of sense to me when I was growing up, which is this, I'm a purist. If I can't do it in front of them while they're watching me without them looking away, screw it. I don't want any part of it, right? And that's how it was, and that's how I rocked it. Right to the bottom of the bottom. That's how I rocked it. And what I discovered over time, you think the real hardcore can do the stuff. The real hardcore don't cheat. That's the basic idea I had. And what I've came to discover is the real hardcore can do the stuff. And then they cheat. You need to do it all, right? So what's great about this, and this is what we're talking about, was Panic. What was the question again about Panic?
Working it in with the machine.
How do you work it in with the machine? You can work in anything you want with it because it's a deck switch. So what I wanted to show you here, and this was the reason I really wanted to do Panic tonight, because I know Panic's kind of, has already been released and we all kind of have seen it.